Hello there, welcome back to the Amstrad again for, what are we on, part 3, is it? I think, I don't know. You know, I've got that many different little projects in various states of completion, I forget where I'm up to, and I'm not just talking YouTube either, I'm talking all, anyway, doesn't matter. Anyway, yes, I'm going to have a look at the main board today, and I'm going to recap it, because looking at it, if you go in close, it's full of little bits of corrosion all over the place, so I need to get that with some IPA. And it's probably not done the capacitors any good anyway, so I'm guessing this probably wasn't stored in the best way. So I think changing them while it's apart is a good idea. However, and there's always a however, isn't there, somewhere? However, there's this. Yeah, this is an earth strap that was bolted onto the earth plane, and the other end was connected to absolutely nothing, and I've no idea why, and I can't find a thing that this would connect to. Yet the computer was working. I mean, I haven't well, as far as I'm aware, I haven't accidentally knocked this cable off. It was disconnected. So I don't know what its function was. It's by far the heaviest cable in the computer. It's a multi-core strand. It's designed to sink an awful lot of current. Yet when you look where it was connected to, it doesn't connect to anything. So I don't know. And then I thought, well, maybe it's a connection between the two earth planes on the boards. Yet when they're plugged in together, there is a connection. So I don't know. I think maybe it was used to beef up the connection between the earths on the 2 or 3 boards if you count the modem. So what I'll do is I will just run some bodge wires between the earth planes, and then I know I've got a good earth connection, because maybe that connector's not up to it. Maybe that's what this was for. I don't know. But like I said, the computer was working without it connected, so it can't be that important. But then if it wasn't important, why was it in there? Who knows? Anyway, I'm rambling. I am going to zip through. I am going to change all the capacitors in this, and then we can get it reinstalled back into the computer, hopefully. Right, it's about a week later, and I finished all the recapping. I started filming it, and then I realised just how much footage there was actually going to be, because it took me forever to do it. Because every capacitor leg was folded flat against the board, and I had to sort of desolder and tweak it up as I was going just to get the things out. And then I found, when I recapped it all, that I had to change some of them, because what I'd done is I'd used capacitors I had lying around, so it might be 100 microfarads at 16 volts that I've taken out. I might have put in 100 microfarads at 25 volts. And because the capacitor was physically bigger, it meant it probably wasn't going to fit back in the case because it's so tightly compacted in there. So I had to order a whole new load of parts and desolder what I'd done and refit again. There was also a lot of capacitors that weren't even listed on the service manual, things that had just been randomly jammed into vias or across microchips, things like that, which is clearly an awful lot of bodge work. But yeah, that's how it was, and that's how I had to replace it. Hot glue everywhere holding things in place, which I've just gone through and replicated as well. I'll take you through it. So yeah, there's a lot of corrosion on the board. Hopefully I've found it in the nick of time, and I've given it all a bit of a rub down with IPA. But yet it is a bit stained. This, the way I've put this in, the original looked like that, and the same with this as well, and that's just haphazardly soldered into some vias there. I have recapped the modem as well. Not that I plan on using it, but if it fails due to shoddy caps, I don't want it taking up the rest of the machine, so I thought it'd be safer to do it. Again, I just replicated what was already there. This one, for example, that's just been jammed into the same holes as the microchip. That was a pig to get the old one out. On the back side, yeah, there was a hot snotted capacitor there. I've just replaced it exactly as it was with a new one, and I've fastened it in the same way. This main board is where I had most of my clearance issues, so I had to go back and reorder some axial caps to make sure that this heatsink sits nice and flat, because it does matter, it will not go into the case otherwise. What else? Yes, this capacitor here, C514, on the service manual is 1000 microfarads. I pulled 100 out of it, so I've replaced it like for like. My logic being it was working to begin with, so I'll put back what I took out. So yeah, I now have to try and get this whole thing back in its case. That'll be interesting. Right, I've got the board in, loosely connected. It's not screwed in yet because I can't do that until I connect the, what's it called? The keyboard membrane. But I just want to see if it still works. So I'm kind of plugged in. This is either going to work or it's going to explode on me. I don't know, but power on. Please wait. Okay, so that's doing something. Is it going to do anything else? Yeah, the drives are spooling up. Set time and date, fit new batteries, insert a system disk. Okay, so it's not dead. Well, that's good. I can continue. Perfect. Keyboard next, I suppose. Right, lovely. Now, does anyone remember how this all went? Presumably that just sat in there. I think it did. Seems fine. I need to put these back on. Lovely. Right, let's get the top cover on before this all springs out. So I did have a little go at retrobrighting the keyboard and left them in some peroxide for a couple of days in the sun, and they are a lot better, but they're not perfect. But they are considerably less yellow. Apart from this key here, which really doesn't seem to have changed at all, but it's an improvement. It's an improvement. I don't like having them sitting in peroxide for too long, so I don't really want to give it any more time. It's good enough for me. Let's try and get this keyboard back on the main unit. So first things first, they need to feed through. That then needs to engage. Let's get some pins in while we can. Is that together? No, it's not. Why? Yeah, let's try that again, shall we? There were cables running over the top that should have been running between the boards, but millimetres seem to matter when you're doing something like this. So let's try again. Speaker connection is there. And battery connection is there. Let's see if it works this time. Now what's stopping it? Oh, no, it just wanted a bit of an alignment, it seems. Yeah, I think we're there. Oof, right. What have we got next? Oh, yeah, didn't put that back, did I? Okay, we're back together. So I suppose the only thing I need to do now is give it a twirl and make sure it all still works. Twirl? Well, whatever. Anyway, yeah. I have got... I've got this. I've got a 12 volt power supply that presumably, well, it states it kicks out up to 2 amps, which I would imagine would be enough to do this. But it is one of those cheapy eBay purchases. Now I use it for my Amstrad PPC just to run the disk drive, and that pulls about 400 milliamps, and that's fine for that. But if this is going to start falling over at the 2 amps, it could cause problems for the system. I know some of these cheapy power supplies you find on eBay can be a bit twitchy, so I've ordered another one from a supplier I trust, which is RS. I get an awful lot of stuff from them. It's always good. And this is good for apparently up to 5 amps. And like I said, I trust the supplier, so... And if it's pulling more than 5 amps, I don't want it. So, it's a switch mode power supply. It should be... Let me just double check. We are centre pin positive, which is what we need. Let's give it a go. And then I don't have to run this off that stupid car battery jump starter. Okay. Let's see what happens. Power light. I've got please wait, which you probably won't be able to see. The display is not good. Let me see if I can sharpen it up. Yeah, well, it's working. Functionality wise, I'm back to exactly where I started from, I suppose. What have we got? Yes. So it's asking me to put batteries in it, which I'm not going to do yet. And put a system disk in it, which I don't have. Right, I suppose I better do something about the disgusting state of this bag. I'm really not sure. Best way to clean mildew off a bag is. I'm tempted just to throw it in the washing machine and see what happens. Maybe that's the best solution, I don't know. Anyway, let's get some... Does this strap come off? Don't think it does. Oh no, there we go. Empty it as well, that'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? There's nothing in it that I don't want to wash. Like the manual, for example. Car charger. Not that I'm planning on using that. Anything else? Disc. No, I think that's it, empty. Okay, yeah, I'll throw this on a gentle wash and we'll see what happens, I suppose. In fact, let's have the before shot so you can see how thoroughly disgusting this thing is. I'm not convinced this is going to clean up, if I'm honest. I'd be very surprised, but we'll see. We can but try, can't we? Ugh. Yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, it's been through the wash and I wouldn't say it's better, I'd say it's less awful. And there's still an awful lot of staining on it. Yeah, I think it's time for plan B. And plan B is a bucket of bleachy water, just a very, very mild solution. And if I sit it in there for a few hours, maybe it'll clean up, but I don't know, maybe this bag's beyond saving. I really don't know. We'll see. Well, what a difference a little bit of bleach has made. Yeah, so I stood it in a bucket of very, very weak bleach water solution for a couple of hours, and it's really cleaned up. It's not 100%, but I mean, it's perfectly presentable now. It doesn't look disgusting anymore. It doesn't smell disgusting anymore. I'd be happy to be seen with it. Yeah. So yeah, it's dried out overnight and I think the computer can go back in it now. Now that it's cleaned up and I'm happy to touch it a bit more, you can see it really is a nice, neat little bag. I mean, there's no padding. So it's not going to offer any real protection, but it's purely for lugging, I suppose. There she is, ready to go. Alright, so it's been about a week since I've had the chance to play with this, so the state of play is it's back together and it's working and the bag's all cleaned up and it's ready to go. But I can't get it to work with a boot disk, so from the limited research I've done, it would appear it has a 720k drive, and all the floppy disks I've got are high density. So what I've done is I've dug out my old NEC that was the subject of a recapping marathon not so long ago, and I've been reformatting my floppy drives, my floppy disks I should say, as 720k using this, because this does have that capacity. So I've created a boot disk. I've overwritten my fast local area network adapter driver. I don't think I need that anymore. I don't quite know why I kept it, but I'm glad I did. And I know it works as a boot disk in this. It just won't work it in this. So I don't know whether I've got a problem with the drive or some compatibility issue, or do I need the specific Amstrad disk? I don't know. Anyway, I can't get it to go, so I'm going to have a bit of a think about how I'm going to get around this issue. There might be a fault with the drive, I don't know. I might end up going down the Gotek route. That's certainly an option as well, but for now I can't run any software on this until I get this resolved. So I'm going to go away and have a think about it, but for now I'm going to end this video here. Thank you as always very, very much for watching. It's always appreciated. So look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.